We were completely oblivious to what's happening in the outside world, and we were happy.
I'm still happy.
Yeah, still happy.
Just for
Still
the
happy.
record.
I'm still happy.
Yeah. I struggle not having the sun.
I love it.
Yeah, that's why we got to go get out.
You
and
love
do-
it.
I
do
love
sauna.
it. I mean, it's not like the sun in Botswana is fun. It just crisps you.
I'd rather get to things early,
yeah.
and now you're just getting there on time. You're now trying to fit 100 different things into one day.
Your 5 minutes early is a 5 minute wasted.
Welcome back to Wildly Off Track.
Oh, that was a pretty smooth,
Radio
radio voice intro.
Yeah, come on.
Nice
All
one,
right.
Trist. So I'm Greg.
I'm Ria.
I'm Tristan.
We got producer Mark with us.
Hello, fellas.
Nice. Yeah, to keep us
On track.
ish
Between the lines.
within view. Yeah,
We've been on a coastal adventure lately, boys.
yeah. It
was fun.
It was really good. I mean, we actively worked on our well-being because I think much of what we did was like finding a bit of joy in the.
However, we call it a coastal adventure. We couldn't see the coast. It was foggy. So maybe we just went on an adventure.
We were on the coast.
We did an adventure on the coast. Yeah.
That was some of the most intensely thick fog I think I've ever been in.
I've ever experienced. Yeah, me too.
Couldn't see anything.
If you went more than like 100 meters in front of us,
Not even 100, man.
yeah,
20.
you could barely
can
see each other. Yeah.
It's interesting how people here go for walks in the countryside, turn off the brain, do a nice peaceful walk in your own zone, senses off. And for us, it's a complete opposite. When we do a bushwalk, it's senses to maximum, maximum height, ears listening for all sounds, looking out if there's any potentially dangerous animals. You have to properly plan your path. You don't just walk wherever you want. It needs to be in a safe order.
Yeah, a bushwalk. Wasn't when we were on our little coastal walk adventure recently, we were warned about the potential of running into some cows
Yes,
and
yes,
some horses and how to behave in front of cows and horses.
Yeah, and it was serious. It wasn't a joke. Like, oh, okay, do you want murderous cows here, or what is it?
What's up with the UK cows?
They're very curious, apparently, was our warning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
And the horses, dangerous apparently.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, I went to visit my dad, and he lived and worked outside of Botswana. And I remember he got really annoyed at me once because apparently I was constantly walking, looking at the ground. And I was like, look at the floor, look up, look at the floor, look up. And I did that because of scorpions and thorns and snakes, like stuff that you don't get here. And I was so used to walking barefoot that I was always worried about thorns. And I guess that's just not something people aren't really worried about out here.
I mean,
well, sorry to interrupt you, Ray. So I like to look out for birds, right, as we're walking around, because that's like the natural fun things that we see around us. But I do
Pigeons
notice
or what?
buzzards and
Seagulls.
and tits and all
Seagulls.
those sorts of cool birds, seagulls. But I did notice that walking around in the UK, you're forced to look down because it's so damn muddy. Like you
Dog
gotta
shit
watch your
also on the pavement.
footsteps. Like you can't actually pay as much attention to the surrounds. So I mean, a bushwalk and like it was like, I mean, we've done winter walking, so it's marshy and muddy the whole time. So you're kind of forced to look at the ground. a lot more.
I spent a fair bit of that UK bushwalk looking at Ray's feet while we were walking because he was slipping everywhere. And it was so entertaining.
I mean, the interesting thing, like how you said, Trist, for us back in the bush when we walk, how you would continuously look down, look up, look down. And I've seen that when we have international members on the shoot, they just walk looking straight ahead, and you think to yourself, these guys are not paying any attention or anything. They're not looking at the floor. They're not looking for potential animals to their left or right.
Well, do you remember we had to
different
input a rule that you can't run in the camp
In the
with
camp
headphones
with headphones on.
during dusk because something might eat you.
Yeah. And for the fact that someone is completely unaware to that, they think it's completely safe and normal to run around in a wildlife area with headphones on, blocking off all your senses.
Yeah, you got to be more alert.
As you're thinking, we just think of different things. I mean, I enjoyed our coastal walk. It was very fun. I just felt really relaxed.
Yes.
Like, I didn't have a worry in the world.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, sweet, cool. Like, just keep
I
walking.
mean, and I remember our guide kept thinking, oh, we might get lost, maybe this way. I'm like, where can we really get lost? I mean, if we take this road, it's either along the coast or we'll get to a tar road.
Our guide was pretty stressed for some periods.
Yeah. They did well, though. They did well.
They did very well.
Yeah, if our guides are listening.
I think. Well, we also probably put our guide under some pressure. You were slipping everywhere. Greg was just walking off into the distance,
I was
leaving
the fearless leader at the front.
fearless leader. Greg wouldn't let anybody else walk in front of him because we might scare the birds.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for good reason.
How many,
do
how many
scare the
birds did you see?
Maybe 5?
Do you know what they were?
No.
So what's the point then?
Well, I didn't take my bins, unfortunately.
You wouldn't have been
I'm
able to
sad.
use them anyways.
No,
Yeah,
it
you
was,
would
too,
see
it was
they'll just
too
fog up.
foggy. It was too foggy.
Too
I
foggy,
did see
bro.
an oyster catcher though, which was
did,
the first time in my life.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
didn't
one
see
of
it.
those.
I heard you saying it. And
I think it was an oyster.
yeah, that's why you're in front, hogging all the animals.
There
yeah.
you go. There you go. So I was being selfish on the birding front.
Rare brought the wrong attire completely.
That
Well,
was
you did
hilarious.
too.
Well, mine wasn't as bad as yours.
What did you wear? What kind of shoes are you wearing?
Just slip-on shoes.
Just slip-on shoes
Converse,
for
yeah.
a walk,
Well, I mean-
for a coastal walk.
To be fair, I've never been on a coastal walk. Would have been great if someone told me, "Oh, wear this."
Yeah, walking shoes or hiking shoes by default for a walk. You would think.
Yeah, didn't really pack hiking shoes to UK. Didn't really know there's much hiking in the city.
Yeah, well, we got to do things to actively find our joy, you know?
To be fair to you, I wasn't fully anticipating the length of this coastal walk.
What was it in the end? It was like 7.5 Ks or something.
No, it was more. It was like
More.
10 Ks, man.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Bro, I got a Garmin, bro. Trust
My
me.
phone literally said that
was-
I walked 10 Ks that day.
It was 5 point something miles, so that's about 10k.
No, it's not. Your maths are so off, folks.
Anyways.
It's 1.6 miles.
Well,
to
We
the
went on a coastal walk.
coastal
It was
line.
about 10 kilometers. But, and I'm on Graham's side here. When the description of the coastal walk wasn't coastal walk, it was, yeah, we're going to go on a little walk, go to the castle, and then go to the beach. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. You know, castle, probably a road that leads there. It's probably got some civilization. And then there's beach. You know, England's got roads everywhere. No, we just walked
We off-roaded,
around.
eh?
We off-roaded
Yeah.
the whole way, and it was muddy and wet and foggy.
It was lovely. We went
It
through
was
the
it
fields.
was delightful.
It was delightful. I mean, got to spend quality time with quality humans, doing quality things.
Yes, you're so positive.
We didn't see. Oh, you gotta put a positive spin. If you're not positive here, you just end up depressed, man. And being pessimistic, you're punishing yourself twice. It's like, well, why?
It was really fun.
But do you think forced positivity is still being positive?
You'd be amazed at how your brain reacts to just the thought of a positive swing on things. It's a glass half full.
But you suppress it a lot.
I feel like I'm much happier than you guys.
No way.
No way.
Yeah, for sure.
No chance.
No chance, man.
No chance.
You're just pretending.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with Tristan,
convincing
man.
myself.
Yeah, you're convincing yourself. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah, but I believe myself, so therefore I'm happy. No. you see?
Sometimes I can't tell if you're actually clever or really dumb.
Thanks, dude. Well, there's something to we looked after ourselves this weekend. Did you not feel invigorated after going on a walk? I mean, we hit the beach.
I felt absolutely knackered after everything. I loved it. It was great fun. It was the whole weekend was really, really fun, and I enjoyed the whole day. But I was knackered.
We looked after our well-being in a good way. I mean, going from Brew. So I've got a point to ask you, Rhea. We did a sauna, and out of all of us, you were the one who handled that the least well. You looked like you were dying in there, dude. Why? What happened?
You know, like in the beginning, it's hard to breathe in the sauna. It just feels so. I don't know what to say. It's just
Hot.
hot, but also that there's no
There's a
oxygen.
high
in there.
humidity in there.
Yeah, high humidity, and I don't mind the rest of my body, but my face was just getting so hot, mainly my cheeks.
Rare had to lie down.
Yeah, I lie down. It was so much better. On the rest of my body, it's nice, but on my face, it just gets too hot.
This is funny coming from the guy who told us a while back that 43 degrees Celsius is not hot.
Dry heat.
It's still pretty hot
Your
though.
thermoregulation
Dry heat.
and sensitivity to temperature is very confusing.
Humidity is something else. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of humidity. Well, that's the whole country. Yeah. Not sure how it is in summer. Have any of you been here in
I've
summer?
been here in summer. It's actually horrible.
Humid?
No. Okay, wait, sorry. Let me preface that.
What?
No, sorry, that was the blunder. It's really nice. Summer in the UK is probably one of the most fun experiences
lovely.
you can have. But once it hits above like 26 degrees, the houses here are not built for it. So you're just stinking hot. There's like...
Okay.
26 guys, you've been living in tents out of vehicles and 43 in Botswana.
Okay,
How's
you
26 all of a sudden hot?
just wait.
Pansy.
100% humidity in the UK at 26 degrees, and you can't get cool anywhere. Because if you're indoors, it's bloody hot. If you're outside, then it's just humid and you're sweating. It's not as fun. Like, it's really, really
You're not
nice.
as hard as I thought you were. Hey?
I can do 43 degrees in my Barbie. I can't do it here. No, summer in the UK is an incredible experience. It's just, you'll see this summer. You'll have an experience and you can come back to it and go, oh,
We'll record some apps after the summer and see if we still disagree.
we'll see if we're still functioning as friends by that point.
Yeah.
Probably not.
The interesting one that I've found with the temperatures or climate here is it's my first time experiencing spring. Never been in spring anyway. I mean, generally.
Excuse me?
I mean,
where have you been hiding?
You know we have spring in Botswana, right?
do we really?
Yeah, we do.
Really? It's literally just summer, winter.
Yeah, but it's summer, but spring is, spring for us is when the first rains kind of hit, and it's like, boom, lush life everywhere.
Cool. So
it's
it's
a
what,
tough
3
one,
days?
man.
It's one day and then spring's over,
Botswana's got 3 seasons, really. It's cold and dry,
which is called winter.
winter, and then hot and dry, and then hot and wet. It's like a 3-season thing. So
Yeah,
I
but those
get
are
your
both-
point.
yeah,
I get your
yeah.
point. Like, it's weird to think hot and dry is spring because the life only comes in summer when the rain hits, because otherwise it just looks dead and dry, even
Yeah.
more so than it is in winter.
Quite
I mean-
a well-travelled man.
Well, not in Europe, really.
Yeah, but Europe's not the only place in the world that has spring. Kind of a global thing.
Spring does happen in most places.
Yeah, but I mean, here you can literally see the difference from when I first arrived. That was in January, and now we're in March, almost mid-March, and just the change in temperature also, and the flowers, the blooming, everything so big from.
Well, as you say, Ray, as we get further and further from the equator, the change in day length is just so much different through the year.
Yeah, that part I
we've
find
changed.
crazy.
Maybe since we first got here, like the days have probably gotten more than an hour longer.
True.
Which is the biggest change.
On
Like
the light
in
side.
Botswana, it's much less. I mean, it's
Yeah,
much
I
more
think I've
subtle
heard here in
difference.
summer the sun can set 10 in the evening,
Yeah, dude.
10 even, and
Which is, I'm scared because I'm
and,
gonna
and
lose.
it's up by 4 in the morning, is it?
Your body, like your whole body, doesn't know what to do.
I mean, surely you lose sleep. Like you just don't sleep.
Kind
as
of.
much 'cause the light
You
is
get
up
you
all
get
the
used
time.
to it, but everyone here has like blackout
Yeah, it's got-
curtains and sleep and eye masks and those kind of things.
okay.
I've heard of eye masks before I came to the UK. Never ever saw someone in Botswana using an eye mask.
No.
Everybody here uses eye masks.
Yeah.
But it is
It's much
so
more
fun.
stimulating.
Summer, especially, go out in the evening and you can go out and have some drinks and it's like still light by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It is quite
Do
fun.
you reckon? Because we went swimming when we went on our coastal adventure this last time. Do you reckon the ocean temperature gets warmer?
No,
It's still cold.
It's still cold.
presume
But that was
so, yeah.
freezing cold.
that was not
No
the
way,
most
man,
enjoyable
even in
part.
summer.
When we got out of that swim, it was a good feeling.
I felt
right?
like I was acclimatized.
it was a good feeling.
Yeah, even walking back to the sauna was quite nice, but still.
It was only my feet, which were just needles,
Like
painful. Yeah,
painful.
the feet
Yeah.
were painful, but the rest of my body was good.
Yeah. I also loved how we were all like, no, we'll get in, we'll go for a swim. We're going to go for yeah, bro, you dunk your head under and you're like, yep, done. Back.
Quick turnaround.
Yes, sis.
To contrast to all the lovely swimming spots we used to find out in the Okavango.
I was thinking about it. I don't think my body's experienced water that cold in
Ever?
years.
Oh.
Well, like you think about it, like when we were living out of our cars, the available water we had was you had 2 jerry cans in the back of your car, 20, 25 litres. And in summer, you if you wanted to have like a quick shower or something during the day because you're all very sweaty, you just pour some of that water on you.
Yeah.
That water is still like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's warm.
Like
Still
it
warm.
was hot. It
Yeah.
was warm. It didn't cool you down. You kind of just got a nice little breeze on you for like 10
Yeah.
minutes and then you were dry again. Whereas there, I can see how people
you
get hypothermia now when they swim.
brought down your body temperature quickly.
The interesting thing, we all went into the ocean, but none of us have ever gone to swim in the river in winter in Botswana.
That's true. Winter swimming is not a thing.
Yeah, it's not a thing. There's no one who does that. I mean, and it gets cold. People always think, oh, Africa is very hot. In certain regions, for example, just in Botswana, between 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, it gets to minus, to negatives
Yeah, yeah.
every single day in winter.
Gabs, where I grew up, Gaborone, in the capital city of Botswana, it got down to -7 once.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like cold water exposure and heat, it's proven to be quite good for the system, and I think it's quite good for your mind as well. Like in Bots and in Africa, we didn't really do much active looking for things that will help our well-being in general. But I think you got to be so much more purposeful about doing those sorts of things, especially during the winter in the UK. Like going out there, seeing a bit of nature, trying to get as much sun as you can. People get way into the walking thing.
I thought you just stay positive and you're fine.
I think there's other parts of it. There's other parts. I mean, you got to be actively helping yourself. Otherwise, imagine you're just stuck inside and sad all day. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we go for a break and get back to this after.
So, Greg, how have you been actively seeking this happiness during the winter
Yeah,
periods?
looking out for ways to protect one's brain from you can get really down if you don't try and do it,
Yeah.
do the winter properly. I think getting outside as much as you can, exercise. Like if there wasn't a gym here, I would have been in depression, I think, for winter. And spending time with people, like socializing, getting out for walks. I mean, I haven't gone on a purposeful walk as much as I have here in the UK in the last couple of months. I've walked more purposefully, like going out for walks with folks
You go
here
for
than
walks,
ever.
just random walks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because you got to get outdoors. I mean, like getting
That is the
outdoors
big struggle
so
here,
important.
isn't it? It's so easy to just live in the house all day, every day.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, the science behind just how infrared light affects your mitochondria in your body and how that works with your. You're looking at me like, don't get into the science.
Let's not get into the science of mitochondria and bloody red light.
Well, we know about vitamin D, right? Everyone knows
Yes,
about
we
vitamin
know
D.
about vitamin
but
D.
there's also, in the light spectrum, on the red side of the spectrum, stop laughing at me. It's really interesting. So there's infrared light and the more long wave light that can penetrate through your clothes even, and it penetrates into your skin, and it activates certain chemical pathways in your mitochondria. So it basically makes your mitochondria more efficient. And you actually have a more efficient body, energy-wise, because of that. And that's all through exposure to the sun. So if you don't do that, you literally, everything in your system, the dial's being turned down. And that's why you just end up more sluggish and more sad. And there's interesting science about it. You should read up on this, just you might make you a happier guy.
I'm very happy.
I don't know.
Do you know what's funny about that? I don't know if you've ever seen these. Every year they have the poll. I forgot which institute does it for the happiest nations in the world.
Yeah.
That is honestly just total rubbish because continuously they rank the happiest nation in the world as I'm not sure which Scandinavian country it is,
interesting.
Iceland or Finland.
Finland's
Yeah,
But they're
And-
saunering and cold swimming all the time, right? We just did it on the weekend. That's why they're so happy.
But for example, why I tell you this thing is complete rubbish. Botswana is ranked like 146 or way down, and I'm like, you go to the country, people are very happy. There's not that type of people live a happy
the
life.
difference in like
That
Greg
is-
comes in
that
with
is
such
fair.
the difference in scientific perspective here is amazing. Greg's just given us a whole lecture on the biology and the sun rays and like everything you should be doing to get sunlight rays. Just like, nah, it's all lies. People are actually happy everywhere.
Well,
No, but for me, it's one of those interesting things. How they say it's. Did you say it's Iceland? No, Finland, the happiest.
Finland, yeah.
But
This is my quality fact checking, speedy fact checking. Out of 140 countries surveyed, Botswana came 132nd, 8th from bottom.
No
Yeah.
way.
yeah,
I've got an idea about this.
they interviewed 5 people.
You're a skeptic, but I've got an idea about this. Who was top? Who was top ranked, Mark?
It was Finland.
Finland. Yeah.
So here's my theory, right?
And sorry, it was Finland and Scandinavia completely cleans up at the top.
Yeah.
Finland, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, and then Norway 7th.
So I've got a theory about this, right? So what are the biggest causes of distress and stress in people's lives generally? Feeling like you don't have enough to support your family financially and materially, having trouble with your health, and not having strong social connection. Those are like the 3 big things that would affect you badly. Think about the quality of life in a place where, like in the Scandinavian countries, where a majority of those stresses are not there. Like the social safety net in Scandinavia is incredible. Like the education is the healthcare, everything. People are well looked after. You don't have to really worry too much about financial things, money or anything like that. And generally, people are still have community like this.
No, they don't have any community in Scandinavia. Those
Well,
people,
how many
everyone lives completely
Scandinavians
alone.
have you met?
I know a couple. We know one also.
Yeah, we know one.
Yeah,
But I reckon
they're
if we-
very isolated people.
I
You
don't-
know that if you take a bus in Scandinavia, if you're sitting on your seat and there's no one will sit next to you because everyone wants their privacy.
Yeah, but you do that in the UK as
That
well.
actually sounds like an amazing
And
experience.
but people in Botswana would do the same if the bus wasn't so packed.
No, I disagree. People in
People
Botswana
will
come and sit
in
right
Botswana,
next to you.
Yeah, they'll sit right next to you,
Okay, so-
and they will tell you their whole life. Oh, I was born here. I have 3 children.
Okay,
I have this.
That's
I
true.
have.
People
yeah.
are more socially connected, guaranteed. But people are also more stressed about general life things. Like think about the poverty and socioeconomic inequality in Bots. Think
Yeah.
about how many people are unhappy with their situation. Like you can be happy with life or happy in life. So happy moment to moment or happy with your life in general. I think people in Botswana are happy moment to moment in their life. But if they look at their life in general and say, am I happy with my life? Many people are not, because they're just in a situation where they feel like they don't have what they want.
Okay, so everyone
Whereas
is
in-
just faking bots. Because I mean, you lived in Botswana. Do you really believe that should be rated 132 out of 140?
No, I think people are happier than that, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
think about living in a
I'm
place...
not saying top one,
We're
but
not in
definitely.
a war, like,
Yeah.
100% they've got that wrong. I agree, Botswana should be at least in the top third.
I think
Yeah, top third. I'm not saying top 1, top 5, but at least top
Yeah,
third.
yeah.
Or,
But I think also the way in which people are ranking happiness is different, especially in Southern Africa. Like a lot of what people want now and the way that we perceive happiness is stuff that's been pushed on people.
yeah,
You know,
I mean,
'cause-
I wouldn't
Can
be
we-
surprised. It's a Western institute which did it. It's probably questions like how many influencers do you follow?
No,
What's your
what?
favorite? That's how they get to the happiness rate.
No!
Develop questions. Do you own a PS5? Nope. That guy's not happy.
Raya, no, man, come on. Are you serious? Are you just trying to wind me up again? Are you trying to wind me up?
I get. Yeah, I think I get your
Are
perspective.
you on his team on that
Not
one?
really,
What I
but
mean,
kind
yeah,
of.
so-
No, but I am as well. Like I get what
For
he's on
example,
about.
Greg, I did my allergy test in Botswana, and I tested negative to all the bees and wasps and whatever that they tested me for. But those are all European bees, which are not found in Botswana. So, in essence, there's a problem usually with the testing method. It's just borrowed from like, for example, this will be Western questions brought to a third world country or a different continent, and it doesn't really apply. You have to change the questions to be specific for the region. And then you can have a better gauge. It's not just a blanket one-fits-all question.
That's fair. But I think we need to look at the happiness survey to be able
Yeah.
to make that shot, because we don't even know the questions. Like, I doubt they were asking the sorts of questions.
Well, they probably didn't put much effort into it if Botswana ranks 132 out of 140.
Yeah.
I could argue that the Bushmen are some of the happiest people.
And some of the most unhappy now.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
because of what we've
They
done.
used to be very happy, but I
Yeah.
think in 2026, no.
No, that's also because of what society has done to them and the pressures that we've put on them and told them, you guys should be this. You need this to be happy.
You know, a very
You don't need
interesting
much to be happy.
research paper that I read about it. And so in Botswana, for example, it's completely normal for me to, if you ask me, oh, who's the person I should talk to or something like that, and I'll just point and say, oh, that guy with the big nose, the short guy with the big nose. It's completely normal in Botswana. It's like,
is,
yeah,
it
we
is,
tease
it
each other, but it's funny. And I read this research paper where they said that actually comes from originally, like with the Bushmen, you tease each other constantly, and that makes everyone on the same ground.
Yeah, it brings
and
everyone
it brings people together. And that still happens in Botswana. I know there was this guy we met up with who we worked together in Botswana and we filmed with, and he had a jacket on, and he had put by his belly, he had stuffed his jersey and whatever. It's the first time I see him when I just arrived. The first thing I did is poked his belly. I was like, man, you gained so much weight. And I thought he had got fat now. And I was told, hey, people in UK don't do this. You need to, you be polite. Yeah, like,
It's a very different.
but
Yeah,
he's fat now. Like, what am I supposed to say?
it's just not
Yeah,
commenting.
it turns out it was
It's
just
different. It's a different. We're different cultures. It's
Yeah.
just, different ways of doing things. If you make fun of people out here, but nobody's going to take it.
They take it
very
seriously,
well. I think.
yeah.
Like even it depends where you are in the social hierarchy, I guess, because we're much more socially, like social hierarchy here is much more. Not important, but much more exaggerated than it would be like in a traditional system, let's say in bots. But like, sure, you like the class system in the UK, for example, like you have upper class, middle class, lower class, whatever, like especially going back 100 years from now. Whereas the powerful would just pick on the weak, but it would be much more, in many senses, much more equal amongst the general public in Africa. Whereas
Yeah.
you might have a chief, but then everybody underneath is generally much more equal. Whereas in this part of the world, it was much more stratified. So there was many different layers to the social.
There is a much
class.
there's a pretty big fear of offence in the UK though. Fear of offending anybody. Fear of
Yeah, but in modern times, like people are much more sensitive to finding offence. Where like we're going to get ourselves into some hot water if we go into like how people can find offence in a lot of different hate speech and like speech that is deemed as unkind.
Well, I think about the way that people, but it's I think also communication in Botswana, like culture. I mean, Setswana is a very language. It's very straightforward.
Well, I disagree in some sense because you do have to be very polite to people.
Yeah.
Like there's an etiquette around how you talk to people. Like even if you say something to somebody where you say that was not a very clever thing to do, some people might assume that is you saying to them they're not clever. Especially if it comes from somebody who's not an insider, like especially if it came from me, for example.
There'll be
I
a
had to
long
be
way
very
to
careful
say-
about how I needed
Yeah.
to speak to people in Botswana because if I said things that might be seeming offensive, then the people were quite sensitive. So it's a bit of a balance, really.
It might also just be the way you're saying it. I haven't had that problem really.
That's interesting because I'm generally more careful in how I speak compared to you.
This made me think of the one thing which I experience so much in England. I'm sure we all do, which sometimes I find so hilarious. The amount people say thank you so much.
You really don't like that.
No, I mean, seriously, it's, oh, could I have a plastic bag? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My God, is it really that big of a deal? Do we really have to say thank you so much? You don't even have to say anything most of the
You
time.
see the sorry thing. Sorry for anything.
Yeah.
Even if you're like walking down a street and you both just like, instead of just going like that, you kind of go, ooh, sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm in your way. Sorry.
Yeah, we do say please, thank you, and sorry.
Thank you so much.
quite a
Yeah,
lot.
it's thank you so much. It's never just thank you.
But
so
then,
much.
But
Thank
then
you
at
so
the
much.
same time, like in Botswana, when you go and talk to somebody, even if you're getting your groceries or you go to a government institution or something, before you ask or before you get your service, you always have to say, "Hello, how are you? How have you
True.
been?"
True.
You have a small conversation, and it's always quite personal. Like in a weird way, it's fairly personal. Whereas here, you walk in, you give them your groceries, and you go thanks, and then you bugger off. And
Yeah.
it's such a quick interaction.
I think people don't have the social battery to invest a lot of their energy into so many different people. Because you think about how many people we see on a day-to-day basis here in the UK compared to, let's say, life in Mountain, for example. Like here, you might bump into 200-300 people. You're not going to be saying, thank you, how are you doing, to that number of people. Where in Mountain, you might meet 20 people. So it's a bit more challenging to throw so much energy into all of your interactions. Like I've been trying to do this, where I've been like, I'm going to purposely try and be more interactive with strangers just because I'm like, I can change it. But then after doing it for a while, I'm like, it takes a lot out of you to invest energy into everybody you meet.
Yeah, but
So
I find like walking past someone on the street, I get some parts in the UK, it's kind of everyone is always saying hello, good morning, afternoon. Like if I'm walking past someone,
that's
I'm
true.
not saying hello, man. We're just walking past. Life's not. But if I'm interacting with someone personally, morning, how are you? How are you doing today? What have you been doing?
You know, it could also be, if I'm not mistaken, UK is in the top 5, what is it called? Most people in square kilometer?
Densely populated.
Densely populated
Really?
in the world.
Is the UK in the top 5 most densely
If I
populated?
believe it's
I'm
top 5, and
surprised.
Botswana is the complete opposite end.
Yeah.
Top 5 least densely populated.
I'm surprised because you think about Asia, like there's a lot of Asian countries that are mad densely populated. So
We sit with the third highest density, UK, the third highest population density in Europe.
yeah, but then in the world it won't be.
Asia will probably.
In the world,
Asia's mad.
we're not actually. In the world, UK is 5 times above the global average. So it's 280 circa. We're about 280 people per square kilometre.
Yes,
That's wild, though.
Monaco, it's 19,000. So
19,000.
Monaco is the most densely
Per square
populated.
Isn't
kilometre.
Monaco like one
It's one
kilometre
city.
though?
India sits
Singapore?
at 480 people per.
Bangladesh must be really high.
480.
Singapore's high, yeah.
whole of India.
8,500.
Didn't say Singapore though.
Singapore.
I
I
said
said Singapore.
Singapore, yeah, Singapore.
Tristan's not clever enough to come up with that.
I said Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, 1,300.
Yeah, that is a lot
Per
of
square
immigrants.
kilometre.
Botswana,
Oh, it's got to be like 2, 3.
200?
4.
4. Yeah.
4 people per square kilometre.
Yeah.
Much
So
better.
that's Botswana, 4 people per square kilometer, and England,
England is 280.
280.
I miss it, man. I miss just being able to not see anybody all day.
You can lock yourself in your room if you want.
I have done that.
Yeah, then you
You'll
won't
still see
anyone all
people with their curtains open through your rooms.
Even then, genuinely, I'll sit in my room and it's just cars, people walking past, do. You're not, you can't escape it here.
day. Yeah.
where we're also complete opposite ends is UK, Botswana, which I didn't know, but has the most sunshine per year in the whole world.
We're in the top 5, but I don't think we're number 1 though. Namibia, come on.
I googled it before and it said Botswana, and then UK is complete opposite. UK was top 5, or I think it was actually number 1.
I struggle not having the sun, I must admit here.
I love it.
Yeah, that's why we got to go
you
get
don't-
out.
you
And
love
do,
it.
I
do
love
sauna.
it. I mean, it's not like the sun in Botswana is fun. It just crisps you. It's not like the sun is 25 degrees where it's nice to sit outside. No, it's terrible.
I went to Cape Town with my girlfriend's parents, and the difference in how we perceive sun out there and they perceive sun over here. So like we were walking through the center of Cape Town we were going different places, and every time we stopped they'd stop to look at the map, they just stand in the sun. And I'd just go and find shade. Like if I'm stopping, I'm finding shade, or I'm going under something because you're not standing in the sun the whole day.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, they were all pink. They were all bright pink.
Yeah.
And it was even we were waiting to get on a boat or something. There's a bush 20 meters away. I went and sat under the bush. They all just stood there waiting in the sun by the boat, and it was such a different perspective to me.
Yeah.
Because even in the UK, I find even if the sun's out and I'm waiting, I automatically find shade.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm starting to become a little bit more English. I'm looking for the sun all the time.
I still
But I mean,
automatically
look,
find
how many
shade.
shades paler are we now? Because we've been in the UK
Yo,
for
I'm
like
actually white
even
now.
Raya has gone like
Yes,
you've
yeah.
gone
Yeah.
paler as well.
Yeah,
We're
big
all
time.
losing our
And you know what's
bronze.
going to happen? We're going to go back to Botswana. Someone's go, you're pale.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah,
be-
straight away on
I'm
arrival.
going to see my friends and be like, you're so white. You're the whitest person I've ever seen. And I'm just like, yep, thank you for that.
Well, I think it's a good time to have a break.
So we were talking about happiness.
Yes.
And
Are you happy?
are you happy? I am happy.
Ah, good. You look happy.
So you talk about the sun, and you're trying to do all these different things during the winter in the UK to stay happy or in a positive mindset, I guess, because it's very easy to slip into that negative attitude towards life. Would you say you found it easy to be happy in Botswana when you're in the bush, when you're in your car, no one around, you're in the sun, but because you're living two polar opposite lives now?
Yeah, it's very different.
What were you happier there, or are you happier here?
Well, going back to what I mentioned about being happy in life and happy with life, I think moment to moment in life happiness, I was happier there. Nature is my happy place. That's such a cliche thing to say, but I think being in a natural environment with nature and animals and stuff anywhere is going to bring me the most moment to moment joy. But happy with my life in general, like if I broaden my thought over looking forward in time, I would say here, because there's many other factors about life that I've been able to get stuck into that I wasn't able to in the field. Like, for example, getting married, hopefully having a family at some point. Like, those are the sorts of things that living out in the bush were never really an option, even though moment to moment I was happy. Think about like also financial security is another thing.
Yeah.
Like back then, I didn't even think about money when I was in the field.
I had a lot less
which
stresses.
Moment to moment was happy, but then over the long run, look, I didn't save. I didn't even think about
Do you not
that.
think we didn't? The reason we didn't really pay much attention to the money is because there was nothing we were spending it on.
Yeah, there was it was a very stress-free moment to moment existence there, and that brought a lot of sense of well-being, 100%.
Yeah.
But then if you sat us down, I'll speak for myself. If you sat me down and said, Greg, how do you feel about your life in general? There were lots of things that I felt like I was missing that I would have liked, especially at my age. For you, just you're 10 years younger than me, it might be very different because but in my state of my life, you know what I'm trying to say.
Being able to sleep in, not have to wake up at 6 a.m.
Oh, no, is that bringing you joy?
It's probably one of the few things that's bring me joy.
Yeah, but like waking up to lions roaring and like
no, by
like
far.
going on the adventure, like
so
that
much
was
happier
that
out there.
was the that I mean, there's no greater joy.
Yeah, I
for
mean, the
somebody
birds
like
were
father.
our alarm clock every day. If you were
Yeah.
not awake by then yeah, they start chirping. And
Yeah.
I mean, we found I think that a lot of folks' sources of suffering here now, in general in the world, is a disconnect from
I find out there's so many more things to
nature.
worry about here.
your life is much more complicated.
Yeah, I find you're always doing something. There's always somewhere you've got to be, or there's just so much more that's expected of you than there was for us out there.
Yeah.
I knew what I had to do every day. I knew where I had to be. I knew what
It was simple.
It was easy. There wasn't. I didn't have to negotiate with 100 billion people outside. I could just go about my day the way that I wanted, how I wanted to do it, and it was so blissful.
Yeah. It depends what somebody wants out of their life. Like hardship and struggle, the friction of life is what makes you grow in some sense. So sure, we had a great moment-to-moment day. Like our life out there was spectacular. But outside of growing our skills, I felt sometimes that it was just almost too easy in some sense at stages. Whereas now the struggle and the friction of like, I don't know, looking for work or trying to manage one's personal finances or building relationships or making friends. Like there's a lot of friction involved, so you kind of forced to grow and develop. You know, like I've developed more in the last 3 months than I did in the previous 3 years.
Wow.
developed in what sense, though?
I think on a multitude of different ways. Like firstly, being able to converse and be a part of a much more complex society and learning how to talk to people, interact with people, how to move around an urban space in general. Like you put me in a city. When I first got to Bristol, I had no idea how to do anything. Now I feel like I've learned so much. It comes with learning all the novelty that we learned when we first came here. I look back and I'm so different to what I was then, just in my understanding about how to go about life. I mean, I'm now just starting to understand how to even pay attention to what I spend money on. I never used to do that.
Yeah, I missed that.
So I mean,
broke.
I mean, it sounds like you're now just more adept. Same way that you know the bush, you know the city now.
in some
know how to get
sense.
away,
I
yeah.
mean, not to that degree, but yeah. I mean,
So
the newness.
I enjoy the fact that I can live in the two different lives, and I think we're very privileged that we are able to experience that solitude and just that experience out there where you're disconnected from everything. And I appreciate the luxuries and everything we get in the first world. I do find this all way too overwhelming though, and it's because people are constantly trying to grab your attention. It's social media, it's signs
That is hard,
outside.
that is hard.
Everything about life here is we want you to acknowledge this. You have to be, you have to be focused on about 15,000 different things. Whereas out there, it's peaceful. I don't worry about social media. I find there's a lot more comparisons out here. There's just so much more going on.
It's a lot more consumerism here. Spend your money, spend it on this, buy this. Also, just the easy availability of everything. Everywhere you go, everything's easily available.
Yeah. I mean, if I had the choice between a life spent here and a life spent there, I'd obviously go there. Yeah. But you make a trade-off. That's the
You
thing,
do.
it's a
You got to make
trade-off.
sacrifices.
Like,
It's
you
a
can't
trade-off.
have everything.
It's a trade-off, yeah.
But going back to what you were saying, Tris, like I was paying attention to how my attention span has degraded here. I'm struggling to pay attention to things for longer than a minute or 5 minutes or whatever. Yeah, like.
Do you really believe that?
Like, well, in the field, like let's say when we're out, I could read my book for an hour, 2 hours. Like it was chill. I could do it. I can't actually hold my book for more than 30 minutes without getting
There's so
distracted.
much to do here as well.
Which I find really hard. Like I find that that's something about myself that I don't actually like. I wish I could pay attention more, but I can't. It's weird.
I weirdly also I miss the value I place on spending time with friends and family as well, especially when you're like
The
locked
value
away.
before when it was less common.
Because
And now
I really
it's-
appreciated it. Whereas now it's just like, oh, I'm seeing my friends
Oh,
again.
so you don't appreciate us as much anymore.
No, not as much. No. Especially after spending literally much the last whole week with you guys, day in and day out. I'm a little bit over it.
You're over it now. You want some time on your own.
No, but I mean, you
that's
think
fair.
about we'd spend weeks in the bush, and you wouldn't have a gathering or something. One of us would have lunch together every couple of days, but we'd go into camp maybe once a month, probably, where we would all kind of be there, and we'd love it.
Not even once
Not
every
even.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we'd all sit there and we'd have dinner, phones would be away, you'd sit at the fire, you'd have a drink or two, and you'd chat for hours. And you never felt you had to be somewhere or you had to go, and the time felt a lot more quality when you were spending it there, whereas compared to how I feel it is here sometimes.
I mean, we used to have quality conversations just parked off, watching the same leopard sleeping in a tree the whole day, or the same pride of lions. You'd park off together and just chat to each other and there was nothing else taking us away from that moment. Whereas here, you literally can't have a conversation with somebody for longer than 5 minutes without feeling a sense of distraction. That's what I found quite interesting about doing a podcast with you guys and chat. Like, we are forced to sit and talk.
Yeah.
Like, if we didn't have the mics and producer Mark keeping us on track, it'd be very easy not to give each other the attention that we are on the podcast.
Yeah.
We used to do that all the time, sitting under a tree waiting for a leopard to do something.
Yeah.
Now it's much rarer.
I mean, even I think about our day to day. We're doing this, but in the back of our heads, we've got something going on later, and then something else. You're not just going, oh, okay, cool, we can sit
In
here.
the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing for sure that I see is here, you actually have to make appointments. Like, hey, are you free next week, Tuesday at this time? Or, No, before you just, whatever, are you free? Okay, just pass by your house. Or,
And we're all shockingly bad at using a calendar.
Now you have to actually put it into your calendar and make time.
So we've got a little group chat between producer Mark, Ray, Greg, and myself. And the argument this morning was we've got an appointment later for all of us, and it was a discussion. We were all arguing about times and different things, and it is chaos. The whole group chat's chaos. Every time we try and organize one of these,
And we don't know how to use a
podcasts,
calendar.
someone's late, or someone misread the timings, or someone's organized a meeting right bang in the middle of the first podcast. It's chaos.
I have to say, it has been the bane of my life. Trying to organise you three boys who've not managed a diary for the last 10 years of your life. Bloody hell.
I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize for the three of us.
But remember, because you were saying this the other day, you used to be like early for everything. I stand by it as well. I'd rather get to things early, and now you're just getting there on time. And it is because you now trying to fit 100 different things into one day. And instead of being like,
Your
like,
5 minutes early is a 5 minute wasted.
Yeah, I used to like get up in the morning, and I'd get up, an hour before, because I'd be like, I've got the time. I want to make sure I'm all ready. Now it's 10 minutes before I have to go, 10, 30 minutes, enough to literally get up, get in the shower, get out the door.
It creates stress.
Yeah, constantly. Constantly.
It's an undertone of stress.
And even if it's not big stress, it's enough that it's just there niggling at you. And that's, I think, something that I don't enjoy at all.
I got to escape that.
Yeah. My only stress used to be, I must make sure that I'm in bed by 7 o'clock so I get about 8 hours of sleep. I miss that stress.
Yeah. Well, make sure you've got a card.
I mean, you could say that the bush going to work is our escapism.
And we lived moment to moment. Like, you're thinking more about what's happening right now as opposed to what's happening in the future. And that definitely, we talk about well-being. Like, this is Eastern tradition and Buddhism, for example, and meditation. And what a lot of people in the West are kind of searching for in Eastern tradition is the ability to be more present. And our whole experience out there was much more present. Whereas now we're almost constantly looking forward, which is not a place that encourages a lot of like just satisfaction and happiness in the moment,
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these things that's interesting how they sometimes say that the more ignorant or more oblivious you are, the happier you are. And I could argue, us being in the bush, we were completely oblivious to what's happening in the outside world and ignorant to new news and stuff, and we were happy.
Yeah. Well, I would like to speak for myself. I'm still happy.
Yeah, still happy.
Just for
Still
the
happy.
record.
No, very happy, yeah. Greg's forcing himself to be happy. Just watch
There's
out.
not been any sun, though. Are you happy? There's no vitamin D in you. Yeah.
I've got my vitamin D supplements now.
Really?
Yeah, I take the tablets every day.
People are constantly taking supplements,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take one or two things maybe
the
every
science
now
is
and
good though. Like there's good science around vitamin D, omega-3s, creatine. I'm trying to think of the things that I take. Like all of those, a multivitamin probably there's.
Are you going to list every single one?
But there's strong science around. Let's say there's like 3 or 4 that would probably be good for everyone to take.
100%. But is that not just when you have a deficiency of them? Not when you already have a good amount?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So agreed that there's a level that you wouldn't want a deficiency, but then a lot of the recommendations are for what is optimal. So think about it. Okay, what is optimal as opposed to what is okay enough? There's a difference.
Yeah.
So like I'm thinking about what is optimal as opposed to what is enough. For example, with omega-3s, what is optimal and what is enough is quite different. So then it depends what you want to do. If do you want to be an optimal, or do you want to be
How many times are you going to say fucking optimal?
a lot? But you know what I mean. Like, and I think trying to run at optimal again excites me more than just enough.
Yeah, I mean, I still believe a lot of it, depending what you just get it from the food you eat, because you eat
true.
you eat an optimal lunch, dinner, so you get your optimum amount there.
You get it. No, I disagree. I think you get enough. I don't think you get as much as you could. That's why I like a protein, for example. You get enough, but
Yeah, you get enough.
depends. You're not getting.
The optimal.
Yeah, optimal amount.
Yeah.
Well,
So
anyways.
we can get stuck into my supplements now if you want.
I think that's probably the optimum amount of wildly off track for today.
Yeah, I think we should call it.
Yeah,
there.
on that note, catch you guys next time.
Yeah.